You guys, hi. My name is Debbie. Welcome to my channel. Oh, look. My one dimple. I'm so fed up with people. Fed up. Fed up, fed up, fed up. I just saw something that is upsetting me. You know, in my opinion, just my opinion, I feel like you can tell when something is good by how much pushback it gets. If something is on the side of Christ, it gets a lot of pushback. So, Charlie Kirk died, 2 weeks ago yesterday? And his memorial was Sunday. His wife, Erica Kirk, at the very end of the memorial service, President Trump was the last to speak. And he asked Erica to come back out. She spoke before he did. And he gave her a hug. And while he was hugging her, she threw up one of these. We've talked about this symbol before in relationship to Aerosmith and Steven Tyler doing it, and people saying that it was a sexual symbol. What does this symbol mean, guys? Karen Reed did it every day in front of the courthouse. It's sign language for I love you. People are saying Erica Kirk threw up a satanic symbol at her husband's memorial service. I know. I watched it. It was all day long. It was from 11, my time, from 11 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. I watched the whole entire thing. This is what she did. This means I love you. People are saying this was a satanic symbol that she threw up. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I do not get it. Why do people... Why? And they say that Charlie Kirk was the hater. And they've been hating on him for 2 weeks now. Yeah, the short I just watched, the guy was like, I don't even want to do it. But he's like, this one is the devil horns. That is I love you in American Sign Language. Yeah, he's also like, rockers will do this, like, woo, rock on, so it's not always a satanic symbol. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly my point. That's exactly, anytime it's a good situation, there's pushback. So that's your litmus test for what is good and righteous. In my opinion, y'all, don't come at me. In my opinion. Why? Why do they care what she did at the end of that? Means I love you in American Sign Language. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Charlie Kirk's death has changed me. I'm going to be more bold for what I believe in. I'm sorry. And if y'all don't like it, you don't have to watch my channel. I'm sorry. Okay. Judy, you got trivia for us or no? I got to scroll up. Yes. According to the arrest affidavit, Soto-Escalera's wife did not know that he and Wise were having an intimate relationship. The arrest report also stated that Wise warned that if she did not receive the requested money from Soto-Escalera, she would tell his wife. Well, she got the money, and then she gave it away, is what I read. So I don't understand. Like, what was the point of getting the money if she's just going to give it away? And who did she tell the other boyfriends the same thing? That was, remember, Judy, we were talking about that. Did she tell all of them that the kid was theirs and get 500 from all of them? Yeah. Yeah. And there's all kinds of conspiracy theories out there now too, because Charlie Kirk's dad was an architect who helped build Trump Tower. Trump Tower was built way before Trump ever even decided to run for president. Charlie probably wasn't even born yet. I don't think he was even born yet then. I mean, it's stupid. And something about because Erica's 5 years older than him. And none of them make sense. It's just like a bunch of facts about the people surrounding him. You know, like, what? I don't know. It's stupid. Like, everybody wants to make it something other than what it is. Like, it's stupid. It's just stupid. I heard that Soto-Escalera's wife at his first hearing stood up and was like, he's a good man. Or maybe she told reporters after it. Anyways, he's a good man. I forgot what else she said. But the one quote I remember was, he's a good man. So she didn't know he was having an affair. I guess she didn't believe that he did this. And I was wondering in the testimony for his side if she was going to be there. And she wasn't there yesterday. And I would have imagined that she would have spoken yesterday if she was going to speak at all. And she didn't. I wonder if she's going to speak today. Because if she's absent, I'm wondering now if she's gonna be there and say anything at all. I would have expected her to say, to get up there, don't kill my husband, I love him, whatever. Because I've not heard anything about his wife at all since that article that I read where she said he was a good man. It says final defense witness. One more? Because this is somebody coming from Connecticut, right?
The list of mitigators that he's going to be relying on. The first one is a statutory mitigator, no significant history of prior criminal activity. Is that the only one on there that's a statutory mitigator?
I believe it is, Judge, and I think the state will not object to that. We may ask the court to announce to the jury that aggravator, that mitigator is stipulated to, and just ask you to read the definition from the instructions.
Question I have is, rather than me read the whole 3 pages of the mitigators that he's going to be arguing to the jury, whether it's sufficient for me to read on the jury instructions 1 and 2, which is no significant history of prior criminal activity, and then the existence of any other factors in the defendant's character, background, or life, or the circumstances of the offense that would mitigate against the imposition of the death penalty, and let the defense argue. And you could even list out, if you wished, on the computer, otherwise the list there, rather than have me speak it in the instructions.
Well, that's fine, as long as, I do want the jury to have in the room with them a list, so that they're not relying on their memory for 28 possible mitigators.
Any objection to that?
The aggravators are listed, of course, right on the verdict form.
That's true.
Judge, can I just have a minute?
Sure.
I want to call my supervisor.
Sure.
Thank you.
Your Honor, one of the jurors is running 15 minutes late. Please pull over for speed.
Okay.
I thought that was gonna happen. And Don, some of these mitigators will come in through evidence from the witnesses this morning, just so you know.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, we've got the time, so we got 15-minute delay at least.
And just so Mr. Richardson knows in the court, my position is written list goes back, or court reads the mitigators as part of the instructions separately.
Okay.
In other words, an expansion of number 2.
Right.
Okay.
All right, we go off the record, let the state ponder that.
I don't think we're 15 minutes behind, y'all. We might have to sit here and wait. Oh, wait, no, they're doing other stuff. Hang on.
If you wanted to do that as you go.
Wait.
Screen during your closing argument to put them on the screen if you wanted to do that as you go
I
through.
want to attempt that
Okay,
with my hands on any controls.
gotcha.
I'm a boomer.
I understand.
Judge, I have the state's position regarding the list of mitigators.
Go ahead.
After consultation, our position is that the court should simply read what is in the standard instruction regarding the non-statutory mitigators, and do not list all of the statutory mitigator, the non-statutory mitigators in the jury instructions. And also, we object to any list going back to the jury room with them to assist them in their deliberations.
The defense on that? Anything further?
There's nothing unduly prejudicial about letting them have the list. They have the list of the aggravators. Fair play, seems to me.
Since we have the time, do y'all want to take a look at if there's any case law directly on this point? Assist me that determination.
I wish all these people that keep saying they're gonna move out of America, I wish they would just go. It's like every 6 months we get, I'm gonna move out of America. You keep saying that, just go. Quit threatening and just do it. We're not stopping you. And Melanie Little said something that I use now because somebody got mad at her on stream one night and said that they were leaving. And she said, "This is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure."
Yeah.
Found one case already. It's Brady versus State, Bradey. It's 111 Southern 3rd, 810. It's a 2012 case from the Supreme Court. In that case, the court was confronted with, it looks like, an identical request. They requested 25 separate mitigators to be presented to the jury, and the trial court denied it, and the trial court's decision was affirmed.
The citation again?
It is 111 Southern 3rd, 810. It's page 856, 857. And we'll keep looking for additional cases.
Okay, reviewing that case. While you're looking there, I'm inclined to sustain the state's objection to me listing them out in the actual jury instructions because I'm going to be reading them, and the nature of those is such that I think it borders on the court commenting in the evidence because there's so many of them are overlapping and they're so numerous. However, the issue about sending the list back to assist the jury, I think carries more weight, and I'm more susceptible to granting that than the other, because as Mr. Burns says, the list of the aggravating factors are there for the jury, for the state position, but they would have to rely on their
You know, Judy, that is absolutely true, but I didn't think I would see it in my lifetime. I don't know why. I didn't think I would see it, though. I'm glad my mom didn't live to see it. She would be freaking out right now.
memory without having something listed out. And perhaps if I took, which I now have, if I took Mr. Burns' document and I entitled it Defense Argued or Proposed Mitigators, just to assist the jury in recalling the evidence, not sure that that's really, it's a little outside the box, but given the nature of the proceeding, I'm not sure that, that's a different argument, different request. I don't know if there's any case law directly addressing that particular point.
Judge, if it makes any difference at all in your reckoning, if no list, I understand that there will be no reading of the individual mitigators. You will stick to the script as far as the standard instruction. You are open-minded at this point as far as submitting a list back to the jury to help them in their consideration. If that does not happen, just so everyone knows, I will be asking every juror to pull out their pen and their pad, and we'll go and make a list contemporaneously.
What I could also do is, on the instructions, which go back to the jury room as well, I could put under number 2, the existence of any other factors in Soto-Escalera's character, background, or life, or the circumstances of the offense that would mitigate against the imposition of the death penalty. And I could put in parentheses, attached to these instructions is the proposed list to be argued by the defense, and then they could use that as a reference. I wouldn't go through them myself, but they would be there for that. I think out of family to argue, your argument, the best argument you made was something like what's good for the goose is good for the gander, equal playing field type thing, type of argument. It's true. I mean, I'm not suggesting in the instructions these all exist. The jury's still instructed they have to be proved by the greater weight of the evidence. They can reject them, but just for their purpose, this is what's there for time purposes.
And Judge, if I may address the state's case, Brady v. State, regarding mitigation, all that it's talking about, it doesn't talk about sending a mitigation list back to the jury on Head Note 73. What it is talking about is that the court required the defense counsel to argue all non-statutory mitigating factors as one factor. I think that the law has changed since then.
That caught my eye too. Not that it's. I'm not sure that the case stands for that proposition, but the trial judge said that, and that caught my eye. That's not a correct statement of the law. They're not all one grouped. Some of them could be grouped.
Right.
Like in your list, some of them could be grouped, but they're definitely all relating to different. Many of them relate to different facets and would be different mitigating circumstances. Or that would be problematic.
And I think that's why it has a yellow flag, Judge.
All right, I'm going to, unless the state can show me otherwise, I think out of fairness, would take the defense list and incorporate them into the end of the instruction, just as a reference for the jury to go back with them, but not go through them when I read them.
So you're gonna give them the list of the non-statutory?
At the end of the instructions, I will copying and pasting it into the end of the instructions.
The only other case we found was Smith versus State, 998 Southern 2nd, 516. Trial court did not abuse its discretion during penalty phase of capital murder trial by denying defendant's request for a jury instruction regarding his list of non-statutory mitigating factors. Trial court denied the request, noting that counsel could argue all the particulars supported by the evidence, but that the court would give the standard catch-all instruction. So I guess that's just the only other case that we found in searching right now.
I'm going to add it sort of as an addendum to the instructions under number 2, the existence of any other factors. I'm going to put in parentheses, a list is attached here too for your reference regarding the defendant's proposed factors. And then I'll entitle it the defendant's proposed factors I think that's within my discretion to do that, given the nature of the proceeding. I think that's fair, as Mr. Burns argued. It's good for the goose is good for the gander. There's a unseemly imbalance, and here are your aggravators. I realize that the nature of the instructions are statutory, non-statutory, but what we do with the jury for purposes of the determination, there's no difference. A mitigator is a mitigator, just some are listed out and others aren't. So puts it on balance playing field for that.
The other additional, but I believe he still should be required to elicit evidence to establish all of this.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
These are proposed instructions. And when we get to that point, if you think any of them were not suggested by the evidence, I could strike them.
Right, I would anticipate we'll have to take a few moments to.
Yeah, we'll still have it.
Once the
Yeah.
defense evidence is.
But this helps quite a bit.
Yes.
I think it helps both sides quite a bit. And it saves Mr. Burns from doing what he said there too. They don't need to take notes. They have the list that back there. Out of fairness, I think that's just fair. The instructions don't dictate to them that these have been established. They're just proposed. The instructions particularly tell them it's the defendant's burden to prove that one or more mitigating circumstances exist. There's a whole paragraph on that. Greater weight of the evidence. And so I think that's all fair. So I'll keep that, hold it in abeyance when we get to the actual charge conference to determine if that something on the list should go back. We'll make that determination, which is probably helpful too, because it's kind of a motion to eliminate. Mr. Burns intends to argue it, so if you don't feel the evidence, there's no evidence of it, I would preclude that. He may, depending on what the people say, there was some type of a concession yesterday in his opening statement that typical with litigation, you think you know what people are going to say, but you're not actually sure how it's going to come out when they actually take the stand. So it's possible that you may think that's going to be said, but it may not come across that way.
That's the beauty about testimony, Judge.
Yeah, that's why this is a low-stress occupation for lawyers, right? All right, so we've got that, and you've been able to talk to the witnesses. You have, is it 4 people that flew down? And they're all Spanish-speaking. We have Miss Valdivieso. She's out in the hallway. Oh, there she is. Okay. So now she's actually testified before in the guilt phase of the trial. And I've already sworn you for purposes of the trial, so I actually don't need to do that before the jury. I'll just remind them of who you are when we get to these witnesses. Are going to testify through the interpreter. What's that?
We may only have one Spanish.
Okay, right. And I'll reiterate the instruction about using her translation as the proper translation, since she's the court certified interpreter. How are we doing on our?
Last one just walked through the park.
Okay, so we still have some. Any other issues to address before we get ready to get started?
None from the state.
Well, one thing, Judge, just so you know, Mr. Richardson, I take as an instance of fair play. He may have his reasons, but the state is going to permit some sworn deposition testimony to be entered as part of the defense penalty phase case, and that would be the deposition of a lady named Madeline. And we will adopt the same method, I think, that the state used in presenting it with 2 people doing a question and answer.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
The state has no objection.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, so we'll go off the record, just awaiting the jurors all to be ready to come in.
What, is Jerry coming in? Is that why we're looking at the strange little man or woman or whatever that's supposed to be?
That's better. I'll change that. I'll, I'll put mitigating circumstances.
Yes, sir. That's how it was referred to earlier in the
Right.
instruction.
Got
Thank you,
it.
Judge.
Thank you. I'll change it on the top of the list too. On the addendum. Like the jury is ready to go for the jury. Need a second? Take your time. Let me know.
Just so we want to be all on the same page
Sure.
regarding this stipulated transcript.
Gotcha. Go off the record.
Carrie, come.
Come on. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to wait. Are they waiting on the jury now? Did they say that one of the jurors got pulled over on their way to the courthouse? I hate waiting. I have no patience. You know, patience is one of the fruits of the spirit. That's the one I have the worst trouble with. But I did a short. I think it was back during the Karen Reed trial. Whoops, he's gonna be really late now. I did a short back during the
All right, we all ready for the jury?
Karen Reed trial about don't
Let's
pray
bring
for
the jury.
patience.
We'll get started.
Because the Bible says that patience comes through trials. So if you pray for patience, stuff that you have to have patience for will happen to you. You get patience by learning. Things happen where you learn to be patient. So don't ever pray for patience, because then stuff will happen to you. So, so don't ever pray for patience, because He won't give it to you. He'll teach you how to have it. So don't. So I don't ask for it anymore. I just try to have it. And I still don't have it as much as I try.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And of course, let me remind you, the trial continues. Don't form any definite or fixed opinion about what we're doing at this time until you've heard all of the evidence, the arguments by the attorneys, and the instructions on the law by me. Also, make sure to confine your decision in this case to the proper evidence and nothing else, so don't speak to anyone, including your fellow jurors, about the case until you begin to deliberate, of course, with regard to your fellow jurors. We continue on with the defense mitigation case, and Mr. Burns, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. May we have Ms. Carrie Schwartz to the witness chair?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burns has advised me he intends to read a deposition. Is that correct, Mr.?
It is. It is a transcript of a deposition, Your Honor.
And this person is not the deponent. This person is just being used to facilitate the presentation of the evidence to you. So she does not need to be sworn as a witness at this time. She's being used as a conduit. If you trial procedures used with her to their conduit witness just to put the evidence before you. And Mr. Burns, if you want to explain to the jury what the item is.
Thank you, Judge. A lady that we of the defense had hoped to use as a witness came and gave a deposition. The way it works in Florida, if the state lists witnesses, we get to ask them questions. It's a deposition. And when we of the defense list witnesses, the state gets to ask them questions. So there's no trial by ambush or anything in Florida. And in a deposition, the witnesses are sworn to answer truthfully. So this is a lady who came in. Her name is Madeline Colon. She spoke and gave this deposition under oath on July 7th, 2025. And with the agreement of the state, we're going to, and following the methodology that they used earlier in their case in chief, we're going to read it to you. I will be playing the part of Mr. Richardson, who was asking the questions. I feel like I should borrow his white hair for this role. But I will be playing the part of Mr. Richardson. And Ms. Schwartz here, who is my mitigation specialist in the case, will be reading Ms. Colon's words. Okay? Are you ready, Ms. Schwartz?
I'm ready.
All right, we're on page 3, gentlemen. Go ahead and state your name for the record, please.
Madeline Cologne.
Okay, and a few background questions. Have you ever been arrested before?
Yes.
Okay, for what?
Driving on a suspended license.
Okay, what county was that in?
That was here when I moved. I want to say probably 2007, 2008.
Okay, and I assume that was a misdemeanor?
Yes.
Okay, and were you convicted?
I had to do probation.
Any other arrests?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime of dishonesty, such as theft or worthless checks, or things of that nature?
Hold on. I think it was also when I moved here, like an $11 check from Publix, but that was a long time ago.
Okay, was that in St. Lucie County?
Yes.
Okay, do you recall what happened to that?
No. They stated that I had insufficient funds in my account. It was like $11 and some change. That's how I found out, because I got arrested on Halloween night. I was on the passenger side and the driver pulled over because I was sick, and they took me to jail, and not the driver, because they said I had a warrant out for my arrest for an $11 check, which I didn't remember.
Okay,
But that was like when I first moved here.
okay. And how do you know Jose Soto-Escalera?
He's the father of my child.
Okay, and when did you first meet him?
I moved here 2007. I probably met him probably the same year that I moved here, because I had Antonio. About the end of 2007, beginning of 2008.
Okay, you said several times you moved here to Florida. Where did you move from?
Michigan, Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and how did you meet Jose?
Social media.
Okay,
MySpace.
on MySpace?
Uh-huh.
So the days before Facebook?
Correct. That's when I found out. I'm like, oh, what was his name? Tom? I'm like, he owes me child support.
Okay, gotcha. And you never married Jose?
No.
You were never married to him,
No.
but you did have a child.
Correct.
What is the child's name?
Antonio Escalera.
Okay, and what is his date of birth?
10/20/08.
Okay, and how long were you in a relationship with Jose Soto-Escalera?
It wasn't long in the beginning because I moved here in 2007. We met, I ended up pregnant, we moved in November.
Moved in together in November?
Moved in together in November
Okay,
of 2007. And then we split up after I found out I was pregnant because he was in another relationship with somebody else. I was the rebound girl and I didn't know.
okay.
Uh-huh.
So how many months would you say you were in a romantic relationship with Jose Soto-Escalera?
I came here before July 4 because it was my birthday, September. So probably July, August, September, October, like 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did you maintain a relationship with Jose Soto-Escalera after you had your child, Antonio?
As in romantically, we did try to make it work for about a year, and then we split up again because we figured it was better off us being friends.
Okay.
Because Jose kept me and the other girl,
And you're motioning with your hands. Do you mean he was having
back and forth.
relationships with other women?
Myself and the other girl he was with before I found out.
Okay, gotcha. And after the romantic relationship was completely severed,
Uh-huh.
did you maintain any kind of relationship with Jose?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We're friends.
Okay, so you're still his friend?
Absolutely.
Okay, and did he pay you child support?
No, he didn't have to. We had an agreement that he would take Antonio. When he would drop him off on Sundays, he would bring groceries, school supplies when it was time for school. I would get him his shoes because I'm very picky about the sneakers. He would get him clothes and supplies. And then him and his wife would pay for the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, and did Jose actually honor that agreement?
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
So Jose does not owe you any additional money?
No, I don't. I mean, you have a responsibility, you know, we made a kid together. This is what you do, this is what I do.
Okay, gotcha. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a receptionist. I work at a doctor's office.
At a doctor's office?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. During the entire length of your relationship with Jose Soto-Escalera, has he ever been violent with you?
No, he actually helped me out because I came from Michigan because of a domestic violence situation with my older 2 children. I sent my older son here with my mom, and then the last straw for me was when their father broke into my 2nd-story home. I thought I was going to be dead, so I took my younger son, my middle child, and moved over here to Florida.
Okay.
And then I met him. That's why, I don't know, it was just fast. But he showed my second son how to ride a bike. My second son says that's his father, and then I ended up pregnant with Antonio.
Okay, and you said Jose helped you following the domestic violence?
He made me feel secure, made sure that I was okay being in another relationship because I was with my first kid's father for like almost 10 years.
Okay, and how exactly did he help you feel secure?
How do we say? We have setbacks like PTSD. I've had a lot of triggering moments, as in if I see an argument, like if we're having a conversation and it gets a little bit heated and you're confronting me, that makes me pull back because of the situation that I was in before. And he just never made me feel like I needed to be worried about going into another room or going to spend the night at my mom's house. I was never scared. Even I'm a little hot-headed, so I would be the aggressive one and I would start things and he would just leave and then come back.
Okay. It sounds like you guys had a fairly deep relationship. Is that fair to say?
We did. I mean, coming from where I came from to then coming here to meeting him is completely different. Living in Detroit, coming to Florida is just like, wow, you know, the people are different, the atmosphere, the way you dress, the way you talk, family-wise. It was just, everything was there. Him and his family, me and my kids, they invited us everywhere and never was like worried about leaving my kids with him. It was never that feeling.
Would you say you had a close relationship with Jose?
Yes,
Okay.
I think we still do.
Still do?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Meaning that you would talk about things that perhaps you would not talk about with an acquaintance or simply a friend?
Correct, because I would feel he would never judge me.
Okay, so Jose was non-judgmental.
No,
And you would share things with him on an emotional level that you would not necessarily share with somebody else?
correct.
Okay, and did that street run both ways? Did Jose share things with you?
I thought he did until I found out that I was the second girl.
Okay,
And I was not the main one. But he was very good with it, you know. He would say that because he was security, so he would work during the day, and then he did security at the bars at night. So that made me feel like, okay, he's doing his work, he needs to come home because he needs to make sure everybody is home after 2 o'clock, after 3 o'clock when they close the bars.
okay. Did Jose ever share anything with you regarding his childhood, the way he was brought up, that nature?
I do not know about him when his first child's children's mother got together in Connecticut. He told me about that story.
Tell me about that.
How they moved over here. They were young. She was a little bit older than him, so he was kind of like in the streets being a rebel, not going to school, and then his mom didn't force him to go to school. He met some Hispanic family, which they call themselves brothers now. They all moved over here together when Aracelis was pregnant with their first children, their first child.
Okay. You said the name of a woman. Can you repeat that?
Aracelis.
How do you spell that?
Aracelis, I don't know. I know her
His
last,
first child mother's name is Aracelis Lopez.
correct.
And how old was Jose when he fathered that child, if you know?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 16, I think, around there.
Okay, have you ever met that child?
Yes,
What is that child's name?
Jose.
Jose Soto-Escalera Jr.?
I don't know if he has the Soto-Escalera because after a certain amount of years, they found out that he was not his child.
They found out that,
Aracelis told Jose after, I think 18 or 19 years old, she called Jose and Jose Jr. and had to sit down and told them, hey, by the way, he's not yours, but Damien is. So I feel he was about to snap on it. He should have, because that's, excuse my language, pretty shitty. But if she,
okay, so let me just fill in some blanks. Okay, just to be clear, so Miss Enlow here is taking down everything that we say.
oh, okay,
So I know it's hard to, we don't have conversations like this normally, but
uh-huh,
if you could just wait until I finish my question before you answer, I'd appreciate that.
okay,
It just makes her job easier.
no problem.
So the person who told Jose that Jose Jr. is not Jose Sr.'s father is, what is her name?
Aracelis Lopez.
Lopez?
Lopez, uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha. And you also mentioned the name Damien.
That's their second child. Jose has 4 children.
So Damien, and what's Damien's last name?
Escalera.
Okay, and Damien is the son of Aracelis,
Lopez, correct.
the biological child of Jose Soto-Escalera.
Yes,
Okay, and the source of your information for this story
uh-huh,
is Jose Soto-Escalera.
yes,
He told you that.
yes,
Okay. Have you spoken to Aracelis?
yes,
Okay, did she give you the same account?
yes.
Okay, have you spoken to Damien?
Yes.
Okay, does Damien give you the same account?
It was conversated once. They're really kind of private with themselves, so it's not something that we just bring up. But it was known once everybody found out, and that was left alone.
Is conversated a word? I'm serious. Is conversated a word?
Okay.
But Jose still treated Jose Jr. as his own.
As far as you know, did Jose Soto-Escalera treat Damien well?
Yes,
Okay, how do you know that?
because we were together when they would come over. And his third child, which is Joel Maldonado, he would also come over. He's with a different mother.
Okay,
Shouldn't it? No.
They would come to my house.
Conversed, not conversated, right? Conversed. It should have been conversed.
Aracelis would leave the kids over, but the older 2 were able to travel themselves because they are older children. So they would come to my house without their mother or without Jose being there. They would just come over.
okay. Have you ever seen Jose Soto-Escalera treat any of his children with anything other than respect?
No,
Okay, he's been a good father,
correct.
as far as you can tell.
From my understanding, the first three he did pay child support for. The only one was my child because I didn't feel like there was a need because I saw how he took care of his other children. Clothes, shoes, haircuts, whatever they needed, Jose was there.
So obviously, if Jose Soto-Escalera is having this conversation with you, and he's telling you these intimate details of his life,
Yes,
did he trust you?
absolutely, because he cried, and he's not much of a crier. He was hurt.
I understand.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has Jose Soto-Escalera ever told you anything about being abused as a child?
No,
Okay, as far as you know, was Jose Soto-Escalera ever abused as a child?
no,
Okay, same question for being sexually molested. Has Jose Soto-Escalera ever told you anything about being sexually molested?
no,
Okay, do you know anything about that?
no.
Okay, and I'm not suggesting he was.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? Oh, my God.
No, I'm not suggesting he was. I'm trying to find out if he was.
Okay, phew.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Did Jose Soto-Escalera ever reveal anything to you about his biological father?
He told me that he moved to Puerto Rico. He really didn't have much of a relationship with him. He told me that he was pretty tall because we were trying to figure out how our son is taller than the other ones. And Jose is not that tall for me. I don't think he is. He's pretty average of a man height. But he's like, oh, he should get that from my father because he's, I think, over 6 foot or something. That's pretty much the base that we've spoken on his dad. I've never met his mother either.
Okay. Did Jose reveal anything else to you about his life that was upsetting to him, Jose?
Besides that, he really didn't have much of a communication with his dad. No, not really.
Okay, was Jose ever involved in any kind of street gangs or anything while he lived in Connecticut?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Uh-huh.
Did you still maintain a relationship with Jose in August of 2018?
Yes, absolutely.
When was the last time prior to that date that you had an in-person conversation with Jose Soto-Escalera?
We would see each other every week because he would pick up Antonio every week, every weekend.
Okay, he saw him on the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
It was either Friday. If he was not there to pick him up, it would be Debbie. But he would make sure that he was there on Sundays because he would bring the groceries to my house.
okay, but you would see him on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, did you ever see him on like a Thursday night?
Sometimes it depended if my son wanted to go and see his dad, because we remained friends and I honestly thought me and his ex-wife were cool too. Like I didn't have any bad vibes or anything towards anybody. So whenever they said, hey, I want to see Antonio, can we meet up or can you bring him by? Antonio was asking me to see his dad. I'll call them. If they're home, I will take him. It can be any day of the week, but mostly I would see him like either Friday or Sunday when it was like pick up or drop off.
Okay,
Or if I had to pick up a check from them for the Boys and Girls Club that they couldn't drop it off, I would swing and I would give it to them.
okay. Have you ever seen Jose was he ever violent with anybody
No.
that you saw?
The most I've seen was somebody that he had to like manhandle to get out of the club because they were about to fight.
Okay, can you tell me about that?
Just to break up a fight. You know how the security have to grab you by your arms to drag you out and then leave them out, and that's it.
Where was this? You said it was at a club?
It's by, I'm trying to remember because the club is not open anymore. But you know the turnaround by Jensen, where you go to Jensen Beach, you're going over the bridge, you can go right towards Stewart. I think it is, but it has a CVS. I'm trying to remember the name of that place. I believe it's a restaurant now, Copacabana. I think that's what it was called. Yes, he was security there.
Jose worked as security there?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
And about when did that break up fight? What, 2018, 2016?
That's when him and I were dating, so like 2011, 2012.
Okay,
Yes, that was back then,
but that
when him and I were dating.
was about the only time that you've ever seen.
Uh-huh, because on Thursdays, we used to go to bike night. He used to ride motorcycles. We had our own little, like friends, like our little friend group. We would meet Jetty, Luris, home.
You've never seen Jose be violent.
Uh-huh,
Is that no?
that's a no.
Okay.
Listen, I burned his clothes.
What do you mean by that?
I had a moment. After I had Antonio, he was still with the other girl. I found out, so I took Antonio out of the crib, put him in Jose's truck because Jose had a brand new F-150. It was red 4-door. He had a very nice motorcycle.
She just offered that up with no prompting at all. I burn his clothes.
It was a Thursday and he was out and about, so I found out where the girl lived. I went by her house. I called him because I saw his motorcycle there. They came out. I was the aggressive one. He kind of like picked me up and threw me in the truck, and he was like, "You can't do this here. You're not in Michigan, you're in Florida." So I went and made a U-turn. I friggin' broke her mailbox, went home, parked his truck, went inside the house, took the baby, put him in the crib, grabbed all his belongings, went outside, I keyed his truck, I burned his clothes.
Okay.
I gave him like 3 or 4 flat tires. I almost busted all his windows. I called his sister and I'm like, she's like, "Don't do it, Maddie." But I didn't bust his windows. But I only did, yeah.
Okay.
And he didn't, like when he came, he didn't park his motorcycle at home because his motorcycle was his prized possession. It was really nice. So he left it in the middle of the street and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Going crazy." And he's like, "They're gonna call the cops on us." And I'm like, "I don't fucking care." So yeah. And I even took his phone. He was talking to his sister to come pick him up. I even took his phone out of his hand and I broke it in half. And he still didn't even.
Still didn't what?
No, he didn't put his hands on me. He was just trying to calm me down. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "No, this is when I told you exactly what I was going through and you put me through the same situation and maybe even worse."
Okay, and did the police ever get called?
They did not, thank God, because I was not trying to go to jail with an infant and 2 children at home. It was just a stupid reaction.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can tell me about Jose Soto-Escalera that would assist the court system in figuring out this case?
I honestly feel that he should have been honest on having a relationship with Tanya or having a sexual relationship with her, because it's nothing new that he's always had 2 women in his life and one of the 2 was always pregnant. It was like a pattern from my understanding. First baby mama, then to second baby mama, and then to me. So he's always had 2 women. So what was the difference in this case? Because you married somebody else, which was older than you?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's just weird to me, that's all.
And we will conclude there. Thank you.
All right, and the defense next witness or item of evidence.
Judge, may we have Joanne Stone summoned from the hallway?
That's one of my favorite songs. So wait, Tanya was abused too? Did he pick abused women on purpose? What was his deal?
Do you swear affirm that the evidence you're about to give the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And you may inquire of the witness.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. You see that microphone right in front of you?
I do.
Sit real close to it. Tell us who you are, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Joanne Stone. I am the cousin to Jose Escalera.
Where do you live, Joanne Stone?
I live in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
How long have you lived there?
My entire life, 41 years.
And you said that you are Jose's cousin.
I am.
How well would you characterize that you know him?
Well, Jose and the rest of us were all brought up together. So we're all like brothers and sisters.
The purpose of your testimony is to help the jury learn something about Jose's character.
Right.
What can you tell us about his character? Have you ever seen him to be violent?
He was never violent. He was always humble, very quiet, and he was the fixer. He fixed everything with us. If the girls, there was more girls than there was boys. So the girls argued a lot. Jose would fix it. Jose never showed signs of any, and he actually left Connecticut because it was becoming very, very violent.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions, too. What type of neighborhood did Jose grow up in? Was it violent?
We grew up in a very terrible neighborhood. We lived really up the street from one of the world's worst projects, which was Father Panic Village. And in the 90s, the crime rate had went up, and it went up maybe more so in the 2000 era, and it's actually worse today.
Usually, high crime areas go hand in hand with low income. Were you rich, wealthy people?
We were not.
Were you on any government assistance of any sort?
Not that I know of.
What type of work was done by the breadwinners in the family?
Our grandmother.
I know they do this in every trial that has a penalty phase, but I don't understand what the point is of people getting up and say, oh, he was never violent with me, after they've already found him guilty of a violent crime. So he wasn't violent with you. So what? He's been convicted of killing somebody. 2 people in this case.
Was a cook. Jose's dad was a bus driver. His mom was a stay-at-home mom.
A school bus or a city bus?
City bus driver.
And how much schooling did Jose have? Did he graduate high school, if you know?
Well, Jose left at around 16 years of age, so no, he did not graduate high school.
He left for where?
Florida, to live.
Did he stay in touch with you?
He stayed in touch with the entire family.
When you mentioned that he would sort of act as a mediator, a peacekeeper among squabbling sisters and cousins, correct?
Right.
Would you characterize Jose as having been a positive influence on you or other family members when he was with you in Connecticut?
Yes. He ended up having a baby, and his decision was to leave and have a better life for his baby. Him and his son's mother left together. I believe she was a little older than he was, if I can remember. I am one of the smaller ones in the family, but I do remember them all really well, and they came here to start a great life, and he did exactly that.
Have you stayed in touch with Jose during these 7 years while he's been in our county jail?
I have not stayed in touch with Jose. He contacts, whoever he speaks to in the family. I hear about anything through my eldest aunt, but I have not. I've been going through my own personal stuff with my children and grandchild.
Okay, but you follow along vicariously through other family members.
Yeah, through the great aunt.
This is the jury who will be making a weighty recommendation to the judge about what should happen to Jose, and the choices are he should be sentenced to death or he should be sentenced to life without parole in Florida prison. What is your position?
Objection?
I'll sustain the objection.
Is there anything else that you would like the jury to bear in mind while they make their decision?
Yes, I would like the jury to have mercy over him because You guys made your decision, and I respect your decision. But he's not.
Jury should disregard the answer to the question. Objection sustained.
If you have anything that you would like the jury to consider that doesn't have to do with them exercising mercy, anything you want them to, anything you would like them to know about Jose's character?
Well, Jose is a good person. We all went to church. We came from a terrible background, but we all stood together, whole as a family. He's a good dad. He's a good friend. He's a good relative. And I just don't know him for this.
Thank you. You have traveled down here from Connecticut to deliver this testimony, yes?
I have.
Thank you very much. That's all I have for you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I just want to put a finer point on some of the things that you discussed just now, okay?
Yes.
I believe you said that you knew Jose essentially all his life,
All his life.
right? And you're related how?
I'm his cousin.
You're his cousin, okay. And you lived very close to Jose when he was growing up as a small child, correct?
Yes, we all lived in an apartment building.
Right, so you're familiar with him?
Right.
Okay.
How to ride a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
And like a really big bike. He taught us everything that we needed to know. He taught us how to be like handy girls, how to use a hammer. He taught us.
Sure. And when you grew up, you had a considerable number of family members around you when
Yes.
he grew up, right?
Right.
Meaning that he was exposed to those family members as well.
Yes, at all times.
Okay. So, and you're familiar with all those folks?
Yes.
You lived with them?
Yes.
Okay. So that, first of all, he was never sexually molested, right?
I do know that.
Okay. He was never physically abused, correct?
No, he was not.
Okay. And in fact, you even said that not told me out in the hall that nobody had ever even yelled at him when he was a child.
No.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. And to put a finer point onto your relationship with him since he moved to Florida. Okay. So
Right.
let's focus in on that. He moved to Florida when he was 16 years old.
Right.
Around 1993.
Right.
Okay, and you would have not, you did not see him physically in person between 1993 and 2018, but just a handful of times,
Right.
if ever.
No, he came a few times
Okay.
to Connecticut, and he stopped to visit us. There was a time I heard he was there. I was down in Jamaica burying a relative. So there's times where I missed it, but he came and I heard about it.
Okay, okay. But your best estimate would be probably less than 5 times. Is that fair to say?
Right.
Between 93 and 2018?
Right.
Okay, and you haven't had any contact with him, I think you said on direct examination,
Right.
for the last 7 years since he's been incarcerated, is that
Right.
right? Okay, all righty. Thank you, man. I have no further questions.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may step down from the witness stand. And the defense next witness or piece of evidence.
May we have Taisha Hernandez called to the stand?
Witness, we'd ask her approach.
Sure.
Please swear affirm that the evidence you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you may inquire the witness.
Okay, speak right, nice and loud right into that microphone. Tell us who you are.
My name is Taisha Hernandez,
How do you spell your name?
Taisha.
And Hernandez standard?
Yes.
You see Jose?
Yes, I do.
How do you know him?
That's my cousin.
Speak up nice and loud.
That's my cousin.
He's your cousin. Did you and he live together or very near each other in Connecticut?
Yeah, we all lived in a building, all our family members together in one building. Like, basically, we all left doors open, so it's like we all lived together.
Are you Jose's older, or I think you're younger cousin?
I'm the
right?
youngest cousin, yes. One of the youngest cousins.
Regarding Bridgeport and your particular neighborhood in it, was it nice? Was it criminal? Was it violent? You tell us.
It's not a place you want to raise your family in, so it's not nice, or it's what you make it.
And Jose, as a teenager, left the area
Yes.
to come here to Florida?
Live a better life. It's always been our our family's plan to get out of Connecticut and come this way.
Why is Florida better than Connecticut? I don't understand. Okay, Wiggles. See you later. What just happened? Cord TV, get your crap together.
You know, so I'm a mom, so raising our kids is like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna move here and this is where I'm gonna raise my kids to give them a better life and everything else. But, you know, we're stubborn and life doesn't work for us that way as fast. But he's always want to help me. You know, I can move in with them. They'll help me find a job, you know, put the kids in a better school system and stuff like that. He's always caring, always put other people first before him.
When Jose came down here, he worked?
Yes.
And you just told us, I think, even though I don't think you maybe were able to carry through on it, Jose encouraged you and other family members to
To
follow.
help, always help, yep. He was our support system if we come, until we got on our feet.
He encouraged you to a better life.
Yes, always.
Have you observed Jose at any point to be violent?
Never.
Have you observed Jose at any point to exhibit kindness or generosity?
He's always kindness. He would put somebody else first before him. That's how nice he is.
We heard some testimony that some of the female cousins of Jose's might squabble and disagree among each other. How would Jose handle that?
He doesn't like us to be fighting. That's one thing. We're family oriented. We're supposed to be there for each other.
While Jose's been in jail here in Florida on this charge, have you stayed in touch with him?
Yes, I have.
Nice and loud.
Yes, I have.
How?
By phone.
Have you put any money on his canteen account?
No, his mom and my aunt,
What's his mom's name?
Carmen Escalera.
Was Jose able to finish out and obtain a high school diploma, do you know?
I don't think so.
Did Jose grow up in wealth and affluence, or did he not have money?
No, we all struggle. He wasn't raised that way with money.
Is there anything that you would like the jurors here to carry in their minds regarding Jose's character when they figure out what to do here?
Jose is a very loving, kind guy. I mean, I respect the decision you guys made, but that's not the Jose I know. And like I said, he loved his kids, loved his family, always put us first before anything else, and he's over-caring. Respectfully, you know, even talking to him from jail, he's always positive and still guides me to today to do better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments, all questions I have for you. The state may have some questions.
Cross-examination?
No questions.
All right. You may step down. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. And the defense next witness or item of evidence.
Judge, if we could have Monica Ropiza.
Face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you.
And you may inquire of the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sit real close to that microphone you see in front of you there and talk up loud. Tell us who you are, ma'am.
I'm Monica Ropiza,
And how do you spell your last name, Monica?
Ropiza.
You see Jose over there?
I do.
How do you know him?
That's my cousin.
Did you know Jose in Bridgeport, Connecticut?
I do.
Tell us about the family circumstances there in Bridgeport at that time.
We lived in a rough neighborhood. We stayed pretty close. We were, really family oriented. Jose was like my big brother. He still is. He always made sure that he, did positive things and told us positive stuff.
You would characterize him as a positive influence on you and the others?
Good role model.
The neighborhood was rough. Can you expand on that a little bit for us, please?
We lived where there was drug dealers, people who's always fighting, crazy people around us. We always stayed united as family. We try not to be around stuff like that, try to do good stuff.
But you could not avoid seeing it.
No.
And Jose would have seen it also.
Yeah.
Based on the answers thus far, may we assume that you and Jose and the family did not have a lot of money?
No. We have what we needed.
You mentioned the closeness of the family. Do you still stay close to Jose?
I do. Not as much as when we were younger, but I do. We talk. I visit. He visits us. We moved down here for 5 years, me and my sister.
Oh,
When
so
we
you-
were,
you- from
when we were
Connecticut?
younger, yeah. After Jose moved down here, then we moved down with our father. And we stayed down here for about 5 years and came back. Well, we kept
And you
in
would
contact.
interact regularly with Jose while you were in Florida?
Not every day, but yeah, we did.
Have you ever seen or heard of Jose doing anything violent?
No, Jose was never violent. He was always cool, calm, collective, always giving us advice, make sure we don't fight, we're not doing wrong things.
But you do know what he is convicted of now here in this case.
I respect the jury's, decision. I don't know him to be that person at all.
Has Jose, within your observation and direct knowledge, exhibited kindness or generosity, anything like that?
He was always kind. He's always happy, positive.
Well, these are the folks who are going to be making a recommendation to the judge as to what should happen, whether Jose should serve out his life in a prison or whether he should be taken out and executed. Is there anything about Jose's character, anything about Jose that these jurors should consider when they figure that issue out?
Jose's really good-hearted, positive. He was never mean, he didn't like confrontation. You know, it's just family kid. Made sure his siblings, his little cousins were good. They weren't getting in trouble. He never wanted that for us, ever.
That's all I have for you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down from the witness stand. And the defense next witness are item 11.
Your Honor, our next witness, and I believe our final witness, will be Carmen Escalera. Carmen Escalera.
You testifying to the...
Yes, we need our interpreter. Yes, sir.
Members of the jury, the next witness is going to be testifying through Ms. Valdivieso. If you recall, she's been sworn for this trial to do her job. She's a court-certified interpreter. She does not need to be re-sworn. She works for the court. She's independent. Bear that in mind. She's completely neutral. She's here solely to assist in communicating the witness to you. She will repeat only what is said and will not add, omit, or summarize anything. And with regard to what she tells you, some of you may know Spanish, but it's important that all jurors consider the same evidence. Therefore, you must accept the English translation regard any different meaning that make you.
What is going on? What was that? Did they have to help her to the stand? You would have to make them take it, though. That's the problem. There are some... I watched an episode of... I know it's just TV show, but sometimes they use real life cases as their inspiration for their episodes. SVU. And it's John Stamos was on it. And he was this guy that would just get women pregnant. Just because. And he had a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women. A bunch of different women. Right, they don't want to. So you would have to get them to take a pill. But here's the thing. Like, I forgot in that episode what they ended up convicting him on. I want to say it was grape. But I don't know how you can... Because I think like he poked holes in the condoms or something. Which means that was against their consent. Like, because they thought they were having protected sex. Dang, I'm going to have to go back and find that episode now and watch it. But, like, people that keep having kids like that, I'm not opposed to forced sterilization. And I know that some people would disagree with me. I know that's controversial. But if someone like that is just going to keep making babies and not taking care of them, and in this case, killing it, why not? He doesn't care. He's just going to keep doing it. That's a good punishment. And not in every case. I'm not saying across the board that every sexual predator should be. But there are cases that it might be applicable. Not in every case, not a blanket thing, just in case-by-case situation, it might be needed. I'm just saying. But in this case, no, because he didn't commit a crime until now. And he took care of the kids that he made until this one. Which is crazy. Like, he only killed this one because he didn't want his wife to know. But he didn't care about his mistresses knowing. This case is just... My mind is... I don't know. This is bizarre. So this was what? His 5th kid? Good Lord. Yeah, I think this is his mom too. I guess they're helping her to the stand. I don't know if it's because she's old and feeble or because she's just distraught with emotion.
If she wants to put her in here, can we put her in?
Sure, but if that's better, whichever is more comfortable.
Señora, póngale la mano, levante la mano derecha para que preste juramento. Espere, escucha. Do you swear or affirm
Usted jura o afirma
that the evidence you're about to give
que el testimonio que va a dar
will be the
yes,
truth,
será la verdad,
the whole truth,
yes, toda la verdad,
and nothing but
yes,
the truth?
y nada más que la verdad?
It should,
Yes.
you're right.
Gracias.
Because the one witness said that his wife would go pick up his kid from the other chick.
Yeah, that would be fine. Judge, it would it be easier for the board to step up? Could we have the witness just sit right here?
Just concerned about the microphone amplifying her voice.
We would have one right in front here.
If that were-
Maybe he was just mad because she was threatening to tell his wife. And he gave her the money for the abortion and she didn't do it. Maybe it was just being mad at her, not being mad that his wife was going to find out. Or maybe he thought his wife was going to say, okay, this is enough. You've done this before and this is the last straw. I don't know. It is sad. This whole thing is sad. I cried yesterday when we were watching the other baby killer. This, ugh. You guys. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Give it a try.
It's like nothing is sacred anymore. Who throws a 2-day-old baby in a river? Who kills an 8.5-month pregnant woman? It's just... Ugh.
Do we have the stand alone microphone? We give that to Ms. Valdez. She can speak into that microphone and amplify what she translates.
Where is Debbie? I want to hear from Debbie.
Ms. Valdez, if you could hold that so the jury can hear your translation. It's not really matter. It's not important so much that they hear her amplified. It's more important to hear you. Is it on? You want to check just
Yeah,
by...
but the interpreter has to be able to hear her.
Okay, ma'am. Tell these folks who you are.
Bien, señora, dígale a estos señores aquí quién es usted.
Me llamo Carmen Escalera.
My name is Carmen Escalera.
Okay. You see Jose there.
¿Usted ve a José allá?
How do you know him?
¿Cómo es que lo conoce? ¿Mm? ¿Perdón?
Mi mijo.
I know him because he is my son.
Mi mijo.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be making fun. I'm
Do
sorry.
you remember when I came to visit you?
¿Usted recuerda cuando le fui a visitar en Connecticut?
Sí, yo me recuerdo, pero no recuerdo el día.
Yes, I remember that, but I don't remember the day.
Oh, you don't have to remember the exact day.
No tiene que recordar el día.
But I took some items away with me from you, right?
Yo tomé algunas cosas conmigo.
Yeah, pictures.
Yes, pictures.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them first. Okay.
Hablaremos de ello primero.
So I'm going to. May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
¿Me puedo sacar la
I'm going to show you some items, some photos.
Le voy a mostrar algunas fotos.
Is Defense Penalty Phase Exhibit 3.
Es el pruebas número, al ser admitidas número 3 del panel de la defensa. Si usted puede tomarlas y mirarlas.
Take a look through each one.
Thank you.
Mire cada una. This is me.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm going to ask you about them after you just.
No, no, le voy a preguntar en un momento. Solamente deseo que las mire a ver si
I'm
las
so glad
reconoce.
you're here. Are you one of my lurkers? Why haven't you said anything before now? Have you been one of my lurkers this whole time? Now I'm mad at you.
Have you looked through them?
¿Las revisó todas? Yes.
Do these photographs
But he's
accurately
not shy.
represent these items that I have right here?
Estas fotografías aquí describen exactamente lo que yo tomé aquí. Yes, all of them, just like it is.
Okay, Judge, at this time, I would like to move the photo composite defense penalty phase 3 into evidence.
No objection. Those items will come into evidence without objection.
Thank you.
Oh, you did? Well, happen by more often.
And Judge, I would like to, I'm going to review the items one at a time with the witness. The photos will go back in evidence, but I'd like to publish the actual items if I might.
Any objection to that? Do you know what he's referring to? Okay, you may do so.
Yeah, I'll hand the actual photos
Sure.
around.
You
They
may
will
do
not
so.
go back. Yes, they will. The photos, this will stay with you,
Estas quedan con usted.
okay?
¿Está bien?
Correcto.
Of the picture.
All of those.
Todas se les va a devolver.
Okay, the jury will work with the photos.
El jurado se quedará con estas fotos, pero usted recibirá los marcos.
So let's work at them one at a time, okay?
Entonces, hablemos de una a la vez, ¿está bien?
This photograph, what is this a picture of?
Esta fotografía, ¿quién está en esa foto?
My son, no, my son, mi sobrino.
That's my nephew.
And who is this?
¿Y quién está allí? That's me.
That's you.
Ese es usted.
All that hair.
Con todo ese cabello.
Yeah, now that okay.
No, es- no.
Okay. We'll collect them on the end. Do you recognize this item?
¿Usted reconoce este objeto? José.
That's Jose.
Ese es José. That's José.
Do you know how old Jose is?
¿Usted sabe qué edad tiene allí?
Allí,
¿Perdón?
un año que tenía.
1 year old.
Do you recognize this photograph?
¿Reconoce esta
My
foto?
grandson, that's it.
My grandson.
Son,
Hábleme en español, señora.
esos son mis nietos.
Those are my grandchildren. José's sons.
Jose's son.
Los hijos de José.
Who's
Yes.
who?
¿Cuál es cuál?
Daniel y el otro,
Then,
el nombre, ¿no?
también el día de one, I don't remember the name.
Was this picture taken a long time ago?
Esta foto fue hace mucho tiempo. Yeah, it's a very old picture.
Thank you.
Gracias.
This photograph, this Jose too?
¿Y usted José también? Yes, also José.
Was this a school photo or did you take it?
Esta foto fue tomada por usted o en la escuela?
No, eso fue su.
That's from school.
Thank you. Do you remember what grade Jose was in there?
¿Recuerda en qué año estaba?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, you know what? We were all babies at one time. Jeffrey Dahmer was a baby.
Not in kindergarten anymore, I don't think. Who is this?
¿Y este quién es?
My son, his friend.
Ted
My son
Bundy
and his
was a
friend?
baby.
That's Jose?
¿Él es José? That's
He
José.
was younger.
Richard
Uh-huh.
Ramirez was a
Está
baby.
jovencito aquí.
He's young in there.
Who do you
Rodney
recognize?
Alcala was a baby.
All the pictures that I have here around him.
Why are they doing
The
this?
young lady, do you know who that is?
¿La jovencita sabe quién es?
Nancy, something like that.
¿Perdón?
Nancy.
Why?
algo
I
así.
think Nancy, something like that.
Do you remember about how old was Jose when this photograph was taken?
¿Usted recuerda qué edad tenía José cuando tomaron esa foto?
He was 12 or 13 years old. In that photo.
He was 12 or 13 years old in that picture.
14.
And where did
14.
they go wrong?
Was this photograph taken in your house?
Esa foto la tomaron en la casa de usted.
Sí.
Yes.
Thank
Gracias.
Who are we looking at here?
Y aquí estamos mirando acá. My grandchildren.
These Jose's children?
Los hijos de José. Yes.
Okay, we've got 5 photos. They look like they're taken. Were these taken at the same time?
Acá hay 5 fotos.
Daryl
Fueron las
Brooks
5
was a
fotos
baby.
tomadas a la misma vez. Yes. Yes. Yes, the same place, the same house. I ordered them. That's my
This is
daughter,
Jose?
and that's Jose. This is Jose and his sister.
Did you have a photographer come to the house to do this?
Un fotógrafo vino a la casa. Yes.
How old do you remember Jose is there?
¿Qué edad recuerda usted que tenía José allí?
Ella tiene, no, él tiene entre 2 años
He's about 2.
y ella entre 1.
She's about 1.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, this is the last item.
Este es el último objeto.
What is this?
¿Qué es esto?
Un diploma de la escuela de José.
That was a school diploma from José.
And the date is 1982, is that right?
El año es 1982. ¿Es eso correcto? Yes.
And,
This is there.
and it says that that's Jose's name there?
¿Y está el nombre de José allí?
Escalera.
Yes, José
And this
Escalera.
diploma says that in 1982, Jose Escalera is entitled to promotion from kindergarten to first grade.
Acá dice que José Escalera en el 98 entonces pasó de kindergarten a primer año. Yes, to first grade.
And that's given at Bridgeport.
Y eso se hizo en Bridgeport. Yes. Gracias.
Tell me about when you and Jose were living in Bridgeport and Jose was growing up in Bridgeport. Was it a tough neighborhood or a nice neighborhood?
Cuéntame cuando usted y José vivían allí, cuando él estaba creciendo en Bridgeport. ¿Era un barrio difícil o era un barrio bueno? It was a good one.
How long did you live there?
¿Cuánto tiempo vivió allí?
Yo más ya 20 años ahí.
Over 20 years there.
And in this good neighborhood, did you have a lot of money, ma'am?
¿Y en este barrio tenía usted mucho dinero?
No.
Money from where?
Can you, remembering Jose when he was in school or was with that young lady, remembering Jose's essential nature, would you describe Jose as a person?
¿Usted recuerda cuando José en esa foto de jovencito con esa amiga, usted recuerda cuál era la naturaleza de su personalidad, que si él era un muchacho violento?
No.
No.
Él era amable.
He was kind.
Had you ever seen him to hit anybody or be involved in fighting?
¿Usted alguna vez lo vio a él pegarle a alguien o estar involucrado en alguna pelea?
Una persona que José lo puede estar pegando, que no lo vayan a golpear.
No, he was one that I have to defend, so nobody will be hitting him.
Oh, he had to be defended himself.
¿Que tenía que defenderse?
Él solo no, él no estaba problema.
No, he never asked for trouble.
How did he do in school?
¿Cómo le iba en la escuela? Very well.
Did he go all the way through and get a high school diploma?
¿Terminó la escuela y sacó su diploma de high school? No, no.
Did he move to Florida when he was a teenager?
Él se mudó a Florida cuando era un adolescente. Yes.
And did he work and make his own way when he came to Florida?
Él trabajó y se mantenía.
That's what's wrong with a lot of people today, I think. Not necessarily spanking, but just not told no. People nowadays, we're not told no enough as children. I honestly believe that's what's wrong with a lot of people right now.
Y él mismo, aquí cuando se mudó a Florida,
Sí, vivimos solos.
he was working all by himself.
You mentioned that Jose was kind.
Se dijo que José era amable.
Sí.
Yes.
Was he the type to become hot-headed and angry?
Él era el tipo de que se le calentaba la cabeza y se enojaba. No,
Para nada.
not at all.
Did you observe him, or would you characterize Jose as being a positive influence on his cousins?
No,
¿Perdón?
no.
No.
No, he was not a good influence. Was
No,
he a
no,
bad
No
influence?
era buena
él
influencia.
no era, él no le hacía nada a mí ni nada, era de eso que quería, era de, no,
¿Perdón?
no de eso, no, no sé. Que no, no era mala influencia para las nenas. No,
He was not bad influence to the children.
He was not a bad influence.
No era mala influencia.
No.
No.
Was he a good influence?
Él era buena influencia. Yes.
Have you been able to stay in communication with Jose while he's been in jail here?
Mientras él estaba aquí en la cárcel, ¿usted ha estado en comunicación con él? Yes. By phone.
Have you been able to put any money into the jail so Jose could buy snacks or stuff like that?
¿Usted ha podido poner dinero en la cuenta de él para que él pueda comprar cosas de comer? Yes. Yes.
Do you know whether Jose provided support for his children, financial support?
¿Usted sabe si es que José mantenía económicamente a sus hijos?
Él mantenía así.
He supported them.
Is there anything else about Jose's nature or character that you would like these folks here to think about when they make their decision?
¿Hay algo que usted desea decir de la naturaleza o de la personalidad de José aquí a estas personas para que ellos tengan en cuenta cuando tomen su decisión? With all due respect,
Esa decisión de él.
that is his decision.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have for you, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Gracias, esas son todas las preguntas que tengo. Gracias por estar presente.
Any questions from the state?
¿La fiscalía desea preguntar? No hay preguntas.
Thank you. You may step down from the witness stand.
Usted puede retirarse, señora. Ahí la van a ayudar. Okay, put him in the chair.
And counsel, if you could approach at this time. Rest your case at this time.
Yes, regarding the penalty phase, the defense does rest. Thank you.
Members of the jury, both sides have rested their case. We're going to take a lunch break for you all at this time. We're going to continue to work, and we're going to reconvene. You have not heard the arguments. You have not heard the instructions on the law in completion. Don't form any definite or fixed opinion. Very importantly, make sure you judge this case only on the proper evidence presented. Don't talk to anyone, including your fellow jurors, this time. Enjoy your lunch. 1:15, we'll see you then. Please leave your notes in your chairs. I see a typo in the verse sentence. I just saw that on the jury verdict. I emailed you the updated verdict form.
I think we should.
Go ahead. You want to do that first or
The
the?
verdict form we can do first.
Sure.
That's the first time we've had a tech glitch in days. Yeah, I did too, Judy. And they said there was going to be a bunch of Spanish speaking people. And there was only one.
Dash 2018-00.
Doesn't matter.
All right. The next one is, and I tried to see if we put the preliminary instructions in. I thought in the preliminary instructions, we referred to the first aggravating factor as previously or contemporaneously, and we only have previously convicted of another capital felony.
Let's see, hold on a second.
And I know, looking at the standard, you can.
No, it's contemporaneous, so that needs to be in there.
Right.
I will put that in. That should be for both. Adding that.
And
Hold on and give me a second. Put it in the second part. Okay, go ahead.
As to the bottom of page 1, it says, if you, the jury, answered no to every aggravating factor, you've completed your deliberations. It should probably say you've completed your deliberations as to count 1. Please proceed to count 2. But I don't want them to just stop there and not.
If the jury answered no to every factor, you have completed your deliberations as to count 1. Okay.
I think that makes that clear.
That is acceptable.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I think you fixed the should be sentenced.
Right.
That on both already.
Correct. Got that.
And when you changed the first aggravating factor for count 1, you changed it on count 2?
Yeah, now it reads was previously or contemporaneously convicted of another capital felony. If you want to, I could just say was contemporaneously, get rid of the previously.
Judge,
It used to be just, I think they amended it just for clarification. It used to just say previously.
It's in the standard instructions, so if you
Right.
need that, you could put either one.
I'll just leave it as it is, previously or contemporaneously.
yes, sir. Under section 2, where it's talking about the division of votes, the second sentence where it says, if 8 or more jurors vote for the death penalty, your recommendation must be for the death penalty. Can we, I think that's a little bit confusing. Can we amend it to your recommendation as a whole will then be for the death penalty? It's almost like the court's imploring them to
Or we
vote
could
for
say,
them.
if 8 or more jurors vote for the death penalty, your recommendation is for the death penalty?
Yes.
Does that work for the state?
I just wanted to say exactly what the standard says. I'm trying to look, I'm just double checking.
I'm not sure if that's from the
It
standard.
has the first part, if fewer than 8 jurors vote for the death penalty, the court must sentence the defendant to life in prison without possibility of parole. The next section says, if 8 or more jurors vote for the death penalty, your recommendation must be for the death penalty. This recommendation is not binding on the court. However, I am required to assign and give it great weight. Unless I'm at a different
I just don't agree with that language. I don't think that that's legally accurate.
I'm not,
And
it's
saying-
awkward too.
Right.
It must be, like, it is, your recommendation is for the death penalty.
Right.
If 8 or more jurors vote for the death penalty, your recommendation is for the death penalty.
Right.
So I'll leave it at that. I think it's clearer.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just think it was awkward language.
As long as the defense is saying they don't have an
Right.
objection to, because they're changing the standard.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think we're changing it to more be in line with the law. It's not like your recommendation must be for death. If 8 or more do, it is. It's not
Exactly.
must. It is.
Yeah,
Right.
as long as they're okay with
Right,
that.
yeah, I just think it's not really problematic in that it's just unclear, and this is much more clear.
They changed it. It
Does
used
that
to
work
be
for the verdict
unanimous
form?
in Florida, and now it's 8 or more.
I think that's everything.
Print that out. And
Yes, division of goats.
as to the instructions,
Just like chinchilla of evidence. Now it's division of
which
goats.
I intend to print out a copy for each of the 12 jurors of the instructions. You do it in the guilt phase, so
I think we just, at the one part in the first aggravating factor, we just want to say previously or.
oh, gotcha. Okay. Was previously or contemporaneously
And then for number,
contemporaneously. Okay.
and then for number 2, I think, and it's in the standard instructions, I don't know if they changed this, it says we use pecuniary gain here, but we use financial gain.
Which one do you
I
prefer?
would prefer financial.
Financial as opposed to pecuniary? Any
And
objection to that?
I should like to confuse them.
Yeah, it's I always, when we use that word, I think, how many people know that word? The lawyers know it.
Right.
They learned it in law school.
Financial gain
Yeah.
is accurate and is language that is more easily understood.
Okay, so I'll change that to financial gain.
And then
In number 2, but that's also, that repeats, doesn't it?
Why? What
As
did I
to-
miss?
in the verdict form, we put
No,
financial.
it doesn't repeat because the way we did it, right.
Yes.
Because number 4, I specified it's only for the unborn child. Okay, that's good. That's better.
Oh, Judge, just so for the completeness of the record, I should and will right now renew my objection regarding the constitutionality of this whole 8 to 4 scheme, Judge.
Okay, that's noted and preserved. Case has been going on for so long. I'm sure we litigated that at some point, but I can't remember exactly. It
believe,
was
yes.
probably like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, but that's preserved for the records. Anything else on the instructions?
Second to last paragraph, the 8 or more thing just needs to match whatever we just changed it to.
Second, or if you're, then 8, if 8 or more, your recommendation is for the death penalty. The recommendation is not binding the court, however, I'm required to assign and give it great weight and deference to your recommendation, which is the standard language. Okay, so I
Okay,
have
so I didn't miss it yet.
corrected
I
that.
missed it. Judy's cheating on me with another channel that's ahead.
Otherwise, look good. The clerk, before we finalize, but when I do print them, the clerk wants a copy. Right, your own copy, and the Court reporter wants a copy too, right?
Please, Judge.
So we'll go with 14 total. Before I hit print, though, and finalize it. Look good otherwise? All right, so I'll go ahead and print those, and then we'll come back at 1:15 for your closing arguments. Any other issues as far as what's going back to the jury during deliberations, the jury instructions, the defense exhibits? I don't think there are any state exhibits for the penalty phase.
No, sir.
Okay. Very good. All right, so we'll go off the... Oh, wait. Just to be sure, or let me see what the defense has. It looks like they're pondering something.
Just maybe amend the record relative to some of our missing witnesses. This might be at least a partial explanation.
Sure, absolutely.
Judge, I was informed, and again, as Mr. Burns said, just to clarify for the record, for purposes of appeal, should we get there. I learned last night in conversation with our witnesses and our expert that my client's ex-wife, Deborah Escalera, was essentially tampering with our mitigation witnesses and texting them or calling them and telling them not to come to court and not to testify.
Right.
So just as a background to why I think that, again, we don't have as many mitigation witnesses as we started with, that could potentially be a reason. I don't know if the state wants to flesh that out for purposes of criminal charges or what, but it has significantly impacted our ability to call witnesses in this case. I didn't know, I mean, there was the publicity issue, which we have talked about, and I think we've laid the record on that yesterday. But this is another wrinkle that I had not anticipated and did not know about until last night. But that person was specifically contacting our witnesses or potential witnesses, including my client's son, one of his sons, and telling them not to come.
So this is the first we've heard about this. My first question is, has any of this been reported to law enforcement, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge at this time, but that's not to say that it will not be.
Do you have any witnesses who could come in and provide sworn testimony?
Well, I think that matter probably is best left there between y'all. But given the nature of this proceeding and my review of the record in this case, I think most of what I've seen in the court file as far as potential mitigation has come out through the witnesses. However, there was a bond hearing that I reviewed. Judge Levin was the judge. It was when the case first started with Mr. Villafranco was the attorney. Damian Escalera, I believe, testified at that bond hearing. Just throwing that out there. It's a strategy decision whether you wanted to put it in the record before the jury. I believe you could. It was a bond hearing. The state, Judge Hendricks, who was a prosecutor at the time, was present. There were some other witnesses who testified in that bond hearing too. As I said, most of it was covered here. But just put that out there. There's a transcript in the court file of that. If you wanted to put that before the jury, you have the option of doing that, but that could also flesh out the mitigation.
I appreciate that, Judge. I think we'll stand on the record as it is now. I shouldn't want to do anything that might serve to highlight the absence of these witnesses to the jury.
Okay, and then, there again, it's a strategy decision. Even based on the content of what was said there, that's all. There's a tremendous amount of strategy involved in there. One of the witnesses who testified was Timothy Carroll, who's a pastor at Discovery Church. the defendant's pastor at the time, but I understand it's putting that before the jury that could backfire in several ways. You know, that's a matter of strategy that the attorneys are well schooled on, trained on, as far as how far to go without going too far, not causing the wrong response. But just wanted to throw it out there because I did come across it in my review of the case before the trial, that bond hearing, which happened early. A lot of the witnesses who testified at that time were testifying under the strong belief of the defendant's innocence at that time. That did come out in the examination of them as well. So that's another factor probably the jury could discern from hearing the transcript as well. That would come out, and that's a double-edged sword as well. But I just want to throw that out there given the nature. The reason I do that too is if in the case laws you're probably aware of, in the cases where the defendant waives mitigation, it's the judge's burden to look in the case and do his own mitigation research. So along the lines of the habit of doing that, I noted that's in the record. But I think we all understand the dynamics of this, and the issue about the witness tampering and so forth. That's a matter I leave to the state to investigate as appropriate. And without further comment from me, that's not my place to do that. So with that, I've printed out the instructions in the hall. I'll retrieve them on the break. And anything else before we break for lunch? And then your arguments begin at 1:15. Oh, just to be absolutely clear, the state gets one closing argument first. The defense goes next. There's no rebuttal by the state, just so you're aware, in case there was a request to do the rebuttal. Not at this stage of the proceedings. It's the only time we don't have that in criminal. All right, so we'll see you at 1:15. Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go off the record.
Okay. Okay. Well, that answers my question about Debbie. They're divorced now. Good for her. Yeah, I don't understand the penalty phase. I don't. How does someone saying, well, he wasn't violent as a kid, or he was never violent with me. He's been convicted of murder. That makes him violent. And then mom getting up there and showing pictures of him as a kid. Jeffrey Dahmer was a kid. Ted Bundy was a kid. Like, my dad spanked me, and I can remember the very last time I got spanked because I hugged my dad and thanked him afterwards. And that's not why I did it. I did it because I said to him, I said, thank you for caring about me enough to discipline me. And I guess he decided at that point that I was old enough that I understood why it was being done, to the point that that wasn't enough of a punishment, I guess. I don't know. Hi, John. Oh, thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. And that was when I lived in Sarasota, because I can remember I got spanked with a belt, and I remember I had to bend over the arm of our love seat to get spanked with a belt. And then when I was 12, we moved up here to North Florida, And I don't remember any piece of furniture that I had to bend over to get spanked. So I do not remember getting spanked after the age of 12. So, it's nice to meet you, John. I apologize. I have not been to your channel, but I have heard Carla talk about you. I'll have to check out your channel. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. So we thank you so much, but we are going on a like a 5-minute break because now we're going to go to the Tennessee trial because this one is going to be at lunch till 1:15. I'm just going to take a real quick break, grab myself something to eat, run to the bathroom, and then I will be back and we're going to start a new stream for the Tennessee trial, and we're going to do that until 1:15 when they come back, and then when they're done with closing arguments in the penalty phase, then we will go back to Tennessee, and then hopefully, and then whenever they come back with what they decide about the death penalty, we'll go back to that, and then we'll be done with this one. I've never done overlapping trials like this before. I'm exhausted, y'all. Just because, and I've explained it before, but I'm going to explain it again because I'm sure y'all are as tired as I am about jumping back and forth. I have playlists for every trial. And yes, I could do this in one log stream and cut it up later and put them in the individual playlists, but I'm lazy. Nichelle, you know what bless your heart really means, right? Okay, guys, I will see you in about 5 minutes. Oh, this will redirect. Should redirect.